Hey everyone, it's Mike. I'm back. Here to do another one of those vinyl tags. There's a million of them out there, I know, and I'm gonna partake in as many as I can participate in. I don't like listen to jazz or soul, and so there's a lot of those tags that I can't do and don't have any product to show for that. But this one I do. This one I really liked. This is from the channel Broke on Records, and his name is Logan. Great channel. I've participated in some of his threads or contests before, and a really great channel, really cool stuff that he shows. And he calls this thread, or this tag that he created, the Collector's Scum vinyl tag 2025. So I guess I'm collector scum as well. I collect records. I listen to my records. I don't just collect, I listen to them. But I am a bit of a collector with certain bands. So there were 12 questions, 12 prompts in this tag, and I'm gonna do 11 of the 12. I don't have something for one of them to show, so I'm gonna be showing 11. It'll go nice and quick, I hope. And yeah, so let's get moving on this. Number one, an album you own all three formats. So I don't own any cassettes anymore. I had a box of cassettes. All of my cassettes were in one box at one time, and I was moving back and forth to some places in the period of my life that was kind of in flux, and somehow, some way, I lost that box full of cassettes. And so I don't have any cassettes. I do have actually one cassette in my whole collection, and it was just kind of a fluky thing. It was part of a box set that I got. So it wasn't like I went out to buy a cassette, but it was just included in a box set. And that's actually going to be part of the next prompt after this one. But as far as this album goes, and I've shown this before, I think in one of Rob Walker's tags, this is something that I have a few different formats of it, but just not cassette. So this is the band Stereolab, my favorite band. One of their albums that they released back in 2026, I believe, Fab Four Suture. It was released originally as 6 7-inch singles. And they released 3 of them during 2005 and then 3 of them in 2006. And then eventually they compiled all of these 6 singles together and put out an album, 12 songs. So this is the first one, Kybernetica, Babica, parts 1 and 2. And then I'll try to read. Some of these are like red on or pink on orange, so it's kind of hard to read. But I think this is Eye of the Volcano. And I forget what the B-side is for that. It's just impossible to read. This one, Get a Shot of the Refrigerator and Excursions into the and O. That's what that single looks like. And this one, Whisper Pitch, but with Widow Weirdo on side B. And then this one's Plastic Mile, which is my favorite song off of this album. One of my favorite Stereolab songs overall. And then I Was a Sunny Rain Phase on the B-side. And then the last one is Interlock. And then the B-side, I believe, is Visionary Roadmaps on side B. So they took all 12 of these songs and they released it as an album in 2006. And the album format is actually a double 10-inch. So again, Fab Four Suture is the name of the album. 12 songs, double 10-inch record there. And then I also have it on CD. Originally, I had it on CD when it first came out, because at that time, throughout, up until pretty much the pandemic is when I started really collecting records again, and I went and bought it on vinyl. But and this is on Too Pure and Duophonic, I believe, record label. So there's the CD, excuse the glare. And there you can see the 12 songs listed there. And then, let's see, I saw them in concert for that tour at the Cat's Cradle, the famous Cat's Cradle in Raleigh, North Carolina, specifically Chapel Hill or do they call that town? Anyway, Cat's Cradle is where I saw them. I saw them a couple of times at that location. And this was a tour single that I bought for that. And it's called Solar Throwaway. And then the B-side is called Jump Drive Shutout. And so that is a tour single for that album. I actually, at their merch table, they had jigsaw puzzles. So I got a jigsaw puzzle for that album. And I have a lapel pin, a little small lapel pin, but I can't locate it right now. So, but anyway, that's those are all my variants of that particular album. Stereolab Fab 4 Suture. Next question, a band you own on all three formats. Well, this is the only one because I only have one cassette to speak of, and it's this band called Medicine. They are a noise rock shoegaze band out of California, and I have quite a few of their records, not all of them yet, but quite a few of them. And so this is the Buried Life. It's their second studio release. I have a bunch of their stuff on record and CD. So there's the CD version. I do not have the cassette version of this, but I do have a cassette, and it is called Always Starting to Stop. It's a tour. It's a live recording of them. And this cassette tape came with a box set of Medicine music that I got, Medicine Records, three records. And then it came with this cassette and a lapel pin and some other things. But it's not a great recording as far as live recordings go. Not great. I haven't even taken the shrink off of this. There's no point in me doing it because I can go and listen to it on my computer if I want. But yeah, so I've got this little cool, it's like clear orange cassette, Medicine. So those are my three formats. Next one, a box set with at least one album you already own. Well, I have a few of those, but I just decided to go with this one. Rush, my childhood favorite band. This is their, their 7th studio album, 1980. This is my original, U.S. original Richmond pressing of this album on Mercury. It's got some water damage on it. A lot of my records back in the day got some water damage because I was living in an apartment, and the apartment where I kept my records, the window was leaking and a bunch of my records got wet and stuck together. And the records that I had in plastic sleeves did not get damaged, but I didn't have all my records in plastic sleeves at the time, so this is one of them. But anyway, this is my original 1980 first pressing. I bought it in 81. I don't think it was the actual very, very first pressing, but they did multiple pressings in 1980, and this is my, it was done in 1980, but anyway, it's the Richmond pressing, and it sounds really awesome. Let's see, and then I got this box set, which is what the prompt asked for, a box set of something that contains a record that you already have. So this was the 30th anniversary of the album. They put out these box sets, and it comes with a nice remastered version of the album inside there, and really nice. And then it came with a double live record. So yeah, a bunch of really great songs from that tour, from the Permanent Waves tour. Gatefold. Yeah, pretty cool box set, and it comes with this little booklet inside as well, with like pictures, pictures of the band, of them live from the tour, and then some photographs or artwork that Hugh Syme did, their artist who does their old album covers and lyrics and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, there's a box set with a record that I already owned. Let's see, the next one, number 4. Favorite band's worst album that you keep anyway. Well, I've already mentioned my favorite band is Stereolab. This is their second studio album, Transient Random Noise Bursts with Announcements. And it's by far easily my least favorite album of theirs. It's got some decent songs on it, but it's my least favorite. I just got this one just to have every one of their albums on vinyl. But it's not something that I'm going to go get all the different. I'm not going to go try to find an original pressing or find any other variants of this. I'm happy with just having one copy. This is the 2019 reissue that has an extra. It's like on 3 records, and it's got an extra disc with demos and outtakes and stuff. So that's good for me. I'm good. Yeah, Stereolab. This is a record that my favorite band, that my least favorite, but I still have a copy of it. There you go. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten to that one yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see. Number 5, a sealed album or an in shrink variant of an album, whatever. This one, My Bloody Valentine. This is their the record that they long at last released after Loveless. I forget when this was released, like 2013 or something. I don't remember. I didn't write that down, but when they did some reissues on this, this is the full analog cut, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get a copy of it when I ordered it, because people were saying that they were either delayed or I don't know. People were worried that the shipments were going to get canceled or whatever. So I ordered it from 2 different places just to ensure that I would get at least one copy and that I would return the other. Well, I ended up keeping this one. This is my extra copy. I have one that's opened already. This is my extra copy, and I'm just hanging on to it for God knows why. There's kind of a glut of them at the record stores, so it's not like it's in high demand right now. Maybe I'll just hang on to it and wait till someday when it is in high demand. Maybe I'll try trading it in or something. But anyway, My Bloody Valentine. This is officially their 3rd studio album called MBV. Pretty good stuff. It's got some decent stuff on it, but it's definitely not as good as Loveless. Let's see, next one. Picture disc variant. This is the one I'm going to skip. I don't own any picture discs at all, so I just don't have any. Number 7, a record store day variant. Well, this one I kind of thought, okay, they're asking for a record store day variant, meaning that you have multiple copies and one of them is as a record store day version. So I thought of this one. One of the very first record store days I ever went to, I think. It was a few years ago, and this is The Fix's Reach the Beach. Love this album, probably my favorite album of theirs. And I like this record store. I have an original in my collection, and I wanted this record store day variant, not just because it's on blue vinyl or whatever. That it really doesn't make me want to go out and own a copy just because it's on blue vinyl, but it does contain a bonus song. Actually 2 bonus songs. Deeper and Deeper, which was a single that they released after this album. And I think it came out on they put out like a best of album called React. And I believe this was included with that as like a bonus song. You know how sometimes bands put out their greatest hits album and they'll throw in like a bonus single only, like non-album track. And that was Deeper and Deeper. I remember I had the 7-inch of it too, and I don't know what I did with that. Because I have pretty much all of my 7-inches from back then, but for whatever reason I can't find the Deeper and Deeper. But it's a great song. It's like really one of my favorite songs of theirs. And this is a long version of an extended version of that song. And it's also got a song called Going Overboard, which is the B-side to One Thing Leads to Another, which I don't really know that song. I need to listen to it again because I'm not really familiar with that one. But I really dig Deeper and Deeper. So that was the main reason why I got this record store day variant. So yeah, pretty cool. Next one, an import variant. So this is something where I have a couple copies of it. One of them is like domestic and one of them is an import. Because a lot of stuff I have is like import, but do I have like a domestic and an import? That to me is kind of the intent of this question. I'm not sure. But Bauhaus's 3rd studio album, The Sky's Gone Out. I have this American version, domestic, on A&M Records. So that's pretty cool. And then I didn't know what this was when I first bought it. I just saw that it was different, and so I went ahead and bought it. It turns out this is the Canadian version of Sky's Gone Out. It's got a blank white, kind of a textured paper cover with just a little logo at the top there. And Sky's Gone Out, it says right there. And then it came with 2 records. I know a lot of people talk about how they have a version of this, or a version of Sky's Gone Out that came with the live album, Press the Eject and Give Me the Tape. That's not this. That's not what I got. What I got was this Canadian version, and it's on, God, what is that, Vertigo? Yeah, it's Beggar's Banquet and Vertigo. So it's got the album as it appears on, you know, all the versions. And then it came with a 12-inch EP or single of Bauhaus doing a cover of Ziggy Stardust, which they are infinitely famous for, and then Leg Artesia Nick and Kick in the Eye on the B-side. So that's a pretty cool little bonus extra, black vinyl. But yeah, that's my Canadian import version of Sky's Gone Out. And then I also figured I'd show this too. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. Lush's Spooky. Lush is a dream pop shoegaze band out of the UK on 4AD Records. And 4AD re-released these fairly recently in all different kinds of variants. And I think I pretty much bought up all the different types of variants of this record. And but it was domestic, like it's 4AD, but it wasn't an import. I think it's 4AD America or whatever put these out of New York, I believe. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to show my import version of Spooky. This is I think they put it out on 12-inch that looks like the one I just showed, but they also released this variant, which is a 10-inch, a double 10-inch import version on 4AD Records, and it's really nice. Since I love this album, I think it's really cool having this version of it on 2 10-inch records, black vinyl, whatever. Yeah, pretty cool. And then I have it also on like, I have a bunch of different versions of this album, but I got it on CD. I have the domestic CD, I believe, on Reprise, and then the import version on 4AD. And it's kind of a digipack versus the plastic version. So anyway, yeah, I like to collect that kind of stuff really for the albums that I really, really love. I like to do that kind of thing. And I guess that makes me a collector scum. Big box retailer variant. So this one immediately popped in my mind. I have this Alphaville, this German new wave band, synth pop band from the 80s. Really like this album. This whole album is really good, actually. They're not really a one-hit wonder. They're famous for Big in Japan, the song Big in Japan, and the song Forever Young was a huge, huge hit for them. But really the whole album is actually really decent. I really enjoy this. This is my original on Atlantic that I bought back in the day. And then this is a Barnes & Noble variant reissue. It came out a few years back, and it's on orange vinyl. So that's my big box variant reissue. There you go. Alphaville, Forever Young. Let's see, next one. Album you spent most money on in 2024. Well, if you've seen any of my previous videos recently, you would know what my answer is. It's Stereolab Sound Dust. I got this hardcover book kind of version of it, and it's autographed by Tim Gain. And it cost a pretty penny, but it was so worth it, especially being a fanatic of Stereolab. So yeah, I spent the most on that, up in the $100 range. And then let's see, an album you bought on sale but didn't need. Now, at first I was like, well, I don't really have anything like that, because I very rarely find the records that I want. I very rarely find them on sale or like in a bargain bin or anything. It's always expensive, which is why I don't buy as many records as I used to. But then this one popped into my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. This is one that I bought that I was kind of like, do I really need this? But it's on sale. I really shouldn't pass it. It was at a record show down in Tucson, and just recently I went down there, I think in October, beginning of October. And this is my original. This is a band called Sound of Series, and it's I believe this is their second album called The Twin. I forget if this is their first or second album. I think it's their second album, The Twin. And this is my original that I bought through their Bandcamp, and it's on this kind of peachy, like really light peach creamy kind of colored vinyl variant. And I paid regular price for this or whatever off their Bandcamp. And then I saw this at the record show, and this is my other copy, just to show I'm not doing a bait and switch. There's two of these here. And then, so this one I bought at the record show, and I'm like, well, I already have this. But then I looked at the vinyl, colored vinyl splatter, whatever variant. I'm like, okay, it was $10. I'm like, for $10, I can afford this. So I went ahead and grabbed it. So yeah, The Twin by The Sound of Series. So who are they? They're two members that were previously Candy Claws. They're out of, I believe, Fort Collins, Colorado. Shoegazy, dream poppy kind of. Candy Claws is more noisy, shoegaze kind of music. And then Sound of Series is more atmospheric, ambient, but still really kind of cinematic kind of music. Really cool, awesome stuff. So Sound of Series. And then the last one, the very last, number 12, Bragging Rights, Show a Limited or First Pressing Variant. So I showed this a while back. If you haven't watched all my videos, you might not have seen this. But one of my favorite albums by one of my favorite bands, Killing Joke, Extremities Dirt, and other various repressed emotions. This is a really hard record to find. In any kind of format, in any variant, it's really difficult to find. I ordered this, I believe, off of eBay, and it gave me some information, but I just went ahead and got it because it was a decent price for this, because usually it's quite expensive to get this record. And when I got it, I found out that it's a white label test pressing record. It's two discs, and it's the first time I ever got a white label test pressing of any record. So it was a really nice surprise. It doesn't come with any inner sleeves or any gatefold or anything like that. It's kind of a no frills, but I got the records, and that's really the most important thing. So, and then I also have another version of that I got not too long ago at Zia Records, and it's a reissue, and it's on yellow vinyl. So, and it was a good price as well. So, but the test pressing version is the one that I like to I'm just really happy that I have this. It's just not an album that's easy to find for them at all. So, having these two copies is pretty sweet. So, when you're a record collector, you do weird stuff like that and collect stuff for whatever reason that we feel the need to have more than one. So that's the end of the Broke on Records Collector Scum Vinyl Tag 2025. I just wanted to make a mention to the passing of David Lynch. Fantastic director. I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. Wild at Heart, I love that as well. Yeah, just really kind of just shocking and sad. And I just wanted to show a couple of records, since he was an artist in a lot of different fields, and you know, film and photography and physical media like installations and 3D art and stuff like that. But he also meddled in music and stuff, and created some music for the Twin Peaks. And so this story, I'm sure maybe any David Lynch fan knows this story, but he was really enamored by this song that This Mortal Coil did, and specifically Liz Fraser and Robin Guthrie from the Cocteau Twins. They did a cover of Tim Buckley's Song of the Siren, and David Lynch loved it. It's off of this first This Mortal Coil album called It'll End in Tears. That's where you'll find that song. And he was really enamored with that song, wanted to use it in one of his films. And for whatever, I don't know if it was This Mortal Coil that said no, or if it was Liz Fraser and Robin Guthrie that said no, or if it was the Tim Buckley estate or whatever that said no. I'm not sure. The story that I read didn't give those details, but they just said no, you can't use this song or whatever. So then David Lynch was set out to kind of create his own music to kind of have that vibe, have that feel as that song. And that's where he got hooked up with this vocalist, Julie Cruz, and made music with her and Angelo Badalamenti. All three of them are now gone from us, unfortunately. And this is the Floating Into the Night. It's got a vocal version of the theme song to Twin Peaks and a bunch of other great songs. I love this album. It's really kind of crazy and creepy and very, very David Lynchian. And I love this album. And Julie Cruz, just awesome vocalist, just perfect, just a perfect marriage of vocals and the music, the background music, and just fit in really well with the world of Twin Peaks and the world that David Lynch created in his art and stuff. And he's just going to be sorely missed. And R.I.P. David Lynch, gonna miss you. And that's it. I hope you all are having a great weekend. Happy Martin Luther King Day, and also also another amazing person, American Martin Luther King. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all who have. I love you guys, and I'll probably do another video here pretty soon. So take care. See you.